The screen went black, not metaphorically, literally. The boarding gate blinked once, then erased my name like it had never existed. A soft chime followed, polite as a funeral bell. I leaned closer. Sweat cooled along my spine. The agent didn't look up. Your ticket has been cancelled. Cancelled. Not delayed. Not rerouted. Erased. I reached for my pocket. Empty. My phone, gone. My wallet, gone. The airport roared around me, a polished ocean of glass and gold. Perfume drifted through recycled air. Wheels rattled. Announcements echoed in 3 languages. I stood still, the only man frozen in a place built for motion. I knew what this was. I knew who did it. I didn't scream. I smiled, barely, because that's when she stepped close enough that I could smell rain on expensive leather. A woman, calm, unafraid, eyes sharp like a blade wrapped in silk. Pretend you're my husband, she whispered. My driver is almost here. I didn't answer. She continued, softer, your wife will regret this. We didn't start like this. We started with champagne and contracts, with sunsets from penthouse balconies, with a laugh that made people turn. My wife liked winning, liked being seen, liked owning the room, and me, by extension. At first, I mistook her control for confidence. I mistook her tests for passion. She paid for things loudly. She corrected me quietly. She introduced me as, my husband, the way someone introduces a watch. I learned early to listen for pauses, for changes in tone, for the way she smiled when she was already planning something else. Dubai was supposed to be a reset, a public apology after a private humiliation. She booked first class. She booked the hotel suite with mirrors everywhere. She booked forgiveness on her terms. The fight happened in the car. It was small. It always is. I asked why she had moved money from the joint account. She asked why I cared. The silence afterward was surgical. By the time we reached the airport, she was already gone. Not physically, strategically. She kissed my cheek like a closing door. Then she walked through security alone. I walked with the stranger past men in tailored suits and women wrapped in perfume and ambition. The driver opened the door without looking at me twice. That told me everything I needed to know about her. Inside the car, the city slid by like a mirage engineered by billionaires. Glass towers. Controlled light. Perfect lies. You don't know me, she said. That's the point. I don't have a phone, I said. She handed me one, already unlocked. Now you do. Her name was Leela. She ran capital the way surgeons run arteries, quietly, precisely. She knew my wife by reputation, knew her habits, her leverage, her weaknesses. She thinks money erases consequences, Leela said. It doesn't. It concentrates them. At the hotel, she ordered food I didn't touch. She made a call I didn't hear. She watched me the way chess players watch time. Your wife cancelled more than a ticket, she said. She flagged your passport for review. You'll be here a while. I felt the anger then. Hot. Clarifying. Good. I said I needed time. I started watching, in hotel lobbies, at charity galas, in the shadows of glass elevators. I learned how my wife moved money the way other people move secrets, through shells, through favors, through men who smiled too wide. I learned about the other man. You always do. He wore expensive shoes and borrowed confidence. He called her powerful like it was praise. He thought he was winning. The proof came quietly, a forwarded message, a timestamp, a signature where there shouldn't have been one. I didn't rage. I organized. Pain became inventory. Betrayal became leverage. Leela never told me what to do. She didn't need to. She opened doors. She let me decide which rooms to burn. We built the plan in layers: legal, social, financial. My wife liked stages, so we gave her one. The night of the gala, the lights were surgical white. Cameras everywhere. Donors sipping morality from crystal glasses. I stood beside her again, clean, calm, smiling. She squeezed my hand. Not affection, a warning. Then the screens changed. First, a discrepancy, a charity line item that didn't reconcile. Then an email thread. Then a voice message. Her voice. The room inhaled as one body. She tried to laugh, tried to turn it into a misunderstanding. The other man stood up too fast. His chair screamed against marble. I watched her face shift through colors: rage, fear, calculation. She looked at me like I had become a stranger. I leaned in. "I told you I'd learn," I said. Security moved. Lawyers whispered. Phones lit up like a city at night. The board members didn't ask questions. They already had answers. She reached for control, and found air. Afterward, the silence was immense. Accounts frozen. Invitations revoked. The man disappeared. He always does. She called me from a borrowed number. I didn't answer. I walked alone through the city before dawn. The buildings reflected me back 100 times, each version steadier than the last. I wasn't rich. I was free. Leela met me once more. She smiled like someone closing a file. "Justice," she said, "is just patience with good timing." At the airport months later, I boarded without assistance, without privilege, without fear. As the plane lifted, I thought about betrayal, how it teaches you the shape of power, how it forces you to choose who you become when no one is watching. I chose precision. I chose silence. I chose to remember. Because revenge isn't loud. It's permanent.